Okay, guys, you asked me hore re etseng question paper ya ICE ne e lo ranking lebile le challenges ka yona. So we'll do it. So this is how we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna retrieve it. All right, guys, ne ka litse the question paper ya ICE for especially excelling, where it seems like most of you babile le di challenges. So we're gonna do it, ne? So let's go to Excel, which was an invoice. And yeah, that means let's just go through the instruction first thing. Yeah? It says to you that section C, retrieve the spreadsheet as Rhino student in your student folder. Insert footer key in your surname and initial left and question right. Make all changes as indicated in the spreadsheet according to the instruction. Insert number 4, insert the following information on the invoice next to the correct heading. Then insert an image it from the student folder as indicated in the spreadsheet. Now we check our spreadsheet. Yeah, this is the spreadsheet. So we're still also gonna insert that picture. The instruction will tell us where and how. So change only height of the image to 2 centimeter or 0.79. Apply a drop shadow rectangle picture style in the image. Position the image as indicated in the spreadsheet. So insert the following formula to calculate. Now we need to retrieve that spreadsheet first. Yeah. So how do we retrieve that spreadsheet? Okay. This is your eyes, awareness that. This is your spreadsheet here. The totals have been there as well, but let me confirm those total of the spreadsheet 350 and confirm them with this one. So this one is for the previous one, you know? This one is for November 2023. This one, but I will check you for that one. This one is for November 2023. I need to check that one. All right, there it is. Then you will open your Rhino invoice. Oh, sorry for that. So this is your invoice, yeah? What's this? So as this is your invoice, guys, we're gonna do all the changes as been instructed to us. Remember that the question paper it says to us that we need to insert our footer as surname and initials, question 5 right there. So what you do, remember you can still use the same methods that you know on how to insert header and footer on your Excel. But for me, I'm using 365, so it's gonna be a bit different. But yours, you will always find it here, header, or check this a text. Then there's a header. Then you don't have to confuse yourself if it gives you like this. Then I just need to scroll down a bit. I just need to scroll down to a footer. So we've said left, it must be my surname and initial. Then jump into question. Let me check its question. It's question 5 here. I'm gonna type question 5. Therefore, you will click anywhere here. Then you come to this part, normal page layout. Then you select normal so that it can bring you to a spreadsheet. But when you press Control P, you do have your header and question there. The other method for you to insert them, you can come to page layout or layout, print title. Therefore, there's a header. Then if in the instruction it says a header, you will select a custom header. If it says footer, you will select the footer, then you type, then you press OK. Then you can select the print preview, and then you will check them, then you go back again. Now remember that our instructions, it says to us that okay, so it's this one question. Now we need to indicate to put all the instructions as been indicated. We want to punch the code subcode to there. And then the invoice number is gonna be therefore we got to insert today's date data. Gonna go to insert. So remember that I'm using 365. So I need to check where my date is. Then you can insert today's date. Let's say it's 2024 11:04. Then you press enter. You did insert it because I can't find mine here, but normally you will find yours here. So remember, for me I'm using 365, so it's still kind of a bit tricky to find that date there, but it's data. Okay, let's move on to that one so that we can finish. So we've done editing some other of the instructions here. So we did do that. Now we need to enter the amounts in. So it's the price, it's gonna be 350, 350 and 41. So we need to insert decimals in it. You can put it to decimals if you want those two decimals. Then our instructions also did says to us that tax invoice must be on a Broadway. Alright guys, so while we're still doing this instructions here, it says that umco must be, yes, so its umco must be on a Broadway. It's this one, must be on Broadway 12 italic. Must be on Broadway italic. So I'm gonna do that. Broadway italic. It says how many? 12 pt. We do that. It says 12 pt. The arrow is pointing to this Broadway 12 pt and italic. So what we do, it's italic. Then we check the other instructions there. It would give us that the position the image here. Remember that image that they were talking about, it's insert the image it on the student folder. So now we're gonna insert our image here. So let's just put our cursor here and do the insert. And therefore yours, when you go to insert, you'll find picture there. Remember, I'm using 365, so mine is gonna be a bit different from you. Then insert picture, then place on the cells, and then we're looking it from the device side because it's on our computer. So we're gonna wait for it. CPU retrieval. So it's gonna be this picture here. Then we insert. Then we can resize it. Let me check something here. The instruction, it says that insert the picture it as the following as indicated on the spreadsheet. Now let's check. So we're gonna apply a picture position here according to the instructions. So what we needed to do first, we needed to, let me do this. Let me just merge this. So that our picture could be full. Now you see, if your picture is inserted like this in a task, then yours is to click on that picture, then click the picture there so that you can place it all over. Then you check it. Then remember, the instruction mode says that apply the picture, the position of the image here, and apply the changes according to the instructions. Remember that instructions, it says to us the picture indicate insert an image it from the student folder as indicated on the spreadsheet and apply the following changes. Change the height of the picture to 2 cm or 0.7. Then apply drop shadow rectangle picture style in the image. So what we do, you click, then we're gonna apply a picture style rectangle one there on the picture as well. So remember, like I've said, that the question says that we change the height to 2 centimeter here. Then we're gonna apply a drop shadow rectangle here. So this is how we do it. We're gonna resize our picture to 2 centimeter. And yeah, we resize the picture to 2 centimeter. Now what we do, remember the picture's instruction says that we need to apply a picture style drop shadow rectangle here. You don't click this one, click this arrow there. Then once you've put your cursor there, it tells you that which frame is it here. Then drop shadow rectangle here. Then you see when you check to the other one rounded. But ours is a drop shadow here. You select this one. As you can look around here, you've got it. Those shadows here. So we are moving to what's that one. We've done with that one instructions. Now we still have to change this one. They've said from the lava for the rhino. This means from these blocks, this column and rows, Berlin center idea. And therefore what we do, we're gonna highlight here to here idea. And therefore what we do Berlin center idea. As we did it, but the instructions it says that Berlin center. So that means our instructions are supposed to be on PT here. They didn't give us the font size here. So ours we did it, the instructions as it is. Therefore, still need to be aware of how you do the calculations as well. Now we need to check if our spreadsheet is correct with every information of it. Then if everything is almost done, guys, comes to the part of calculations here. We are not done yet. Insert the code and the right aligner here. Therefore, right align and bold the headings. So remember they've said that these ones, they must be on the right alignment. We put them on the right. Therefore, the headings, they've said the right align and bold the headings. So what we do, we highlight them, we bold. And then what we do, we put them on the right aligner here. So once we are done putting them on the right aligned, so we still need to check. Therefore, here insert the price in currency in decimal. That will now go as a recalculator. So which means we are now gonna be dealing with the calculations. So let's check. Our A is here on the is equals to. We're gonna put our A here. Then we are heading to the instructions. Number one, it says that calculate the total quantity by multiplying it with the price. Then display the currency with 2 decimal. So what we do here, we're gonna say is equals to, then quantity, we select only number one. Sorry for that, my mouse. We're gonna say that is equals to this quantity multiply by the price here. Then we've got it. Then yours is to drag here. Then we've got that amount here. Then you can just remove those borders. Line it 0. You can just remove them. And then you select the more borders here so that we remove them. So then now just need to remove this one that I've got it. So we did remove them. So let me just do this. And we remove them like this. We're gonna be done removing those one. Therefore, we select the more borders. Then we put this cursor. Then we click. Then we do remove this one. So sometimes it depends on whether the spreadsheet is wrong. So we remove it. So it may take a while, but yeah, remove it. So upon completing that one part, we still have to check that some of the instructions. So we did the instruction number 1, right? Then number 2, now it says to us that subtotal, add all total amounts and display as currency. So now we need to check one thing, that where does number B is it here? Then you scroll down, you check your question paper here. This is subtotal. That means we're gonna do is equals to, therefore it's sum, because of you will be adding all the totals. Then you highlight, then you press, you can close the bracket or you can press enter. Then it will give you this amount here. Therefore number C, it's a discount here. Now C ya rona ke ena question ya ne someone I botsitseng ke ena ya hore now what do we do with this 5%? Now this instruction, this question paper comes from the, I think it's November 2023 or maybe 2022, the question paper towards the final one for November. So this is what we're gonna be doing. They've said you calculate the discount. The discount is 5% of subtotal. Display the currency with 2 decimal. So what you do, you're gonna do is equals to the discount is equals to this discount subtotal A1. Remember, it's gonna be is equals to ke B ya 5% discount here. This one subtotal display as a currency with 2 decimal here. Now what we do, we select the subtotal, then we multiply it by 5% here. Then you press enter, it's gonna give you 137 here. Now our instruction was that we need to put them with 2 decimals here. Then that's what it is. We did put them with decimals. Therefore we are going to the instruction here, VAT number D. Subtotal multiply by VAT rate. Display currency with 2 decimal here. VAT rate is this one here. It's gonna be is equals to, remember, subtotal here. Subtotal multiply by VAT rate. Our VAT rate is 15% here. We're gonna do subtotal times by 15%. Then this is what we do. Then they've said that we need to display as a currency here. We need to display as a So we need to display them with currency of decimal and from question number B to D. So upon that, guys, remember that we're still gonna put the currency. Upon that, we're gonna put the currency, guys. You have to put currency. You do not type it. You insert it. We're gonna go to number, currency with 2 decimals. You did it. Remember, as well as Vetiana Rona, but currency with a number with 2 decimals. This is the amount that we are talking about. Now, there are instructions now after completing number E. Number F, it says to you that number of blank cells A24, use a function display as an integer. We check where is our number F, number of blank cell, and blank cell, where is it? They've given us here is an A24 according to the instructions. Remember, it's an A24 to 25, and you use functions display as number of integer. This is what we're gonna do. Number F, we check where's our F in the column. Okay, it's under total there. This is our F, number of blank. This is where we're gonna write our number of blank, guys. All right, guys, now remember here we're still doing this one area, this cell. So remember, we check, have to check FL or whether cancel rona ya F na it's a number of blank cell from A24 to D25. That means we will count from A24 up to D25. Use a function display as integer. Use a function here, therefore we display as integers. So this is what we do here. It's homes, formulas, functions is this thing. It's this party in and it's a former party of functions here. Therefore, what we do, we're gonna do is equals to, then we're gonna highlight, so it's gonna be A24. We're gonna highlight from A24 to D24. Then we use the function arrow, which is counter blank, and then we press OK. Then we do this, but it's not supposed to give us that amount. It's equals to, let's also use a function, and when we come to function, we select counter blank, then we're gonna press OK. So it cannot give us this 6, so it's these 2 columns. Yes. It's equals to, and you can do counter functions again. For example, you can come to formula, more functions, statistics again. Then you look for counter blank. Then what you do highlight this. But it's from A24 up to D25 according to the instructions here. Let's check A24 up to D25. Then upon that, you press, now it's telling us how many 8 blanks are there. Then you press OK. Then you will do the number of products again. Number of products, that means you use the functions display as an integer. which number of products are they talking about? Right, guys. So now we are gonna be calculating the number of products. Then the question did says that display the number as integer, which is integer. It's that number with integer. It's a number with no decimal, right? So I'm about to show you that one. You're gonna do is equals to, then counter. You're gonna select the counter, then you're gonna go to product, then you can close brackets or you can just press enter. This is your answer. And then following the instruction, copy the formula. It's what you did when you were dragging everything down, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we've come to the end of our session right now. So remember that also when you print, you need to be aware of what the instruction indeed says. Let's check the last one. The instruction says to you that print the spreadsheet without row and column headings on one page portrait. That means, remember, be aware of these dotted lines. This is the one that they tell you that you have. This is the first page of portrait, the second page of the portrait, the third. So if your information may come across this on a portrait, then that means you need to squeeze it to come to the side. So remember that it's file, print, then you check how many pages you have. You've got one page, every information it's there. You did it. Then you make sure that you've checked here. It's page portrait orientation. Then yours is to change it. Remember that the instruction says that print out without row and column settings. You don't have them. But in case you do have them and the question says print out with row and column headings, this is where you insert them. This is where you remove them as well. Page layout, print titles, then this is raw. If you see this raw columns headings, it's in, so that means your spreadsheet will be having this, and that's what the question doesn't want. So to remove them you also come here, print titles, then you untick them, then you can check you don't have, then you can print. Even if you can come to page setup, but page setup doesn't have that much, still do has it. Remember it's print title. Otherwise, the other method, you can come to page layout, then select this page setup, then sheet, then row and column headings. Once you've ticked them, that means you are inserting them. That means what gain, but how do you remove? You untick them, then you print preview, then that's how you will be getting your instructions. So I will send the video for PowerPoint tomorrow as well. Good luck with your examinations.